to the PurlCast. This is Jana, and I'm here with Ann Frost of the I Thought I Knew How podcast. And Ann is talking to us today about a fantastic new project she has.
Thank you. Yes, I have decided that with everything going on and all the festivals getting canceled, I wanted to come up with something that would recreate some of the magic that we get at the different fiber festivals. So I've put together something called the Online International Fiber Festival, and it will start May 1st and go until May 8th.
Wow. So that's an entire week of festival funness.
Yeah, it's 8 days. And every day we will visit another country. So we have 8 locations that we'll be traveling to. And in the mornings, we will have a class actually, I'll recommend 3 classes that people can pick from using myblueprint.com. And in the afternoon, there'll be some video selections people can watch to learn about the area. So there might be like a history cluster of classes, nature cluster, maybe something sort of quirky things about the country. And then after that, I will have a menu every night so that people can prepare their own dinner that is made up of regional foods, but they're all foods that are approachable. They're all things that you should be able to get at your grocery store and you should be able to make like you would a normal dinner. And they serve 4 to 6 people depending on the night, so it can be a family meal. And then in the evenings, there will be a 1 to 2 hour entertainment video of some sort from the region as well. And of course, we will have vendors. We'll have 5 vendors from every country represented, selling us, beautiful things that they make that are somehow connected to, wool or knitting or like we have just things that you would find at a typical fiber festival. So we have a beekeeper, we have some jewelers, things like that.
Nice. So
Yeah.
tell us the countries.
Okay, so we have 8 countries involved. We have, we'll start in America, then we'll go, United States, then we'll go to Canada, Iceland, Ireland, Wales, Shetland, Finland, and then we'll have Australia and New Zealand as our final day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. How did you just came up with this idea because it's a bummer that stuff in-person events are, being canceled even for later in the summer because those events take so much planning and gathering and travel arrangements. So I think it's fantastic. You're brilliant. All of a sudden, let's do this online and I'm going to host it. And maybe you're a little crazy too, because wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. But that's a lot. That's a lot of coordination and putting together.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans that have been canceled this year. This is what I do, right? My 2 hobbies are travel and knitting. And so spring starts and I'm at festivals until fall. Because I just really love doing that. In fact, as we're recording this, I should be in Wales right now at Wonderwool Wales, but of course that whole trip's been shut down. And then Shetland Wool Week has been canceled. And I do love that a lot of these festivals are still doing online marketplaces for their vendors because so many of the vendors that sell at these events, that's a large chunk of their income.
Yeah. Right.
And then have that gone.
Yeah.
But the marketplaces are only one part of a larger festival.
The whole experience, sure.
The whole experience. And so I wanted to see if I could come up with a way to recreate more of the festival experience. We won't be, you won't be able to chat with people during classes or have lunch with someone, but you still get the opportunity to learn about the area, to hone your skills, and to shop.
Well, and support some of those vendors that,
Right.
are not able to, I'm not saying that they're going to be able to replace their income necessarily, but it's still a little bit of help if we can. So,
right. It might be enough to keep some of those vendors who are on the edge going until we're able to have these festivals again in person.
Right. So we'll put the links to everything down below in the video description. Be sure to look for that. And so can you give us a little bit of an example of like one lineup that you might have for just one of the days?
Sure. Okay. So do you want to pick a country and I'll tell you what I have?
Iceland.
So to gather the menus, what I did was look up those like lists of things you should eat while you're here kind
Okay.
of meals. But yeah, with Iceland, it was all the things that you can really only get in Iceland.
Right.
So to try and find the menu for Iceland was a bit of a challenge because I had to find things that, you know, I'd be able to find in the United States and someone could find in New Zealand or the Philippines or wherever they are. So, and we're not going to be able to find. What I finally found was, and I'm not even going to try and say the Icelandic names, but they will be on the menu for these.
Right.
There is a fish stew.
Okay.
Will be the main, and then there is a sort of a rye bread that they mix up and put in a container, and then they leave it by a hot spring, like traditionally, and it would sit there all day and it would bake. So it's a very slowly baked rye bread. So when we actually get to Iceland, you'll want to start the bread in the morning because it bakes in a very low heat oven, and then it will be ready by dinner time for you. And then the Iceland didn't have access to sugar for a very long time. So as I was researching this, I was reading up on this. So in Iceland, sort of the traditional candies are licorice, because they did have licorice root. So that's sort of their candy, but it's very strong from what I understand. Like the licorice there is like it's super strong, and a lot of foreign people, they have it and it's just too much for them. But I was able to find sort of a hybrid of this sort of flavor, and it actually isn't licorice, but I was intrigued by these, and they're pepper cookies.
Oh.
So they do have sugar in them, but the flavor, it is a pepper flavored cookie. So that's the dessert for that night.
Okay.
And it was well reviewed. People said they really enjoyed it. So I really would like to encourage people to take the time and do the cooking for these days, because I feel like that's so much a part of travel.
Yeah.
Is to try the local foods. So I really did work hard to find, as I said, to find doable menus for people that represent the area and that have ingredients you can find it at a grocery store anywhere.
And so then we'll have Icelandic Entertainment as well.
Yes. So the entertainment for that night is actually a YouTube playlist of bands that traveled to San Francisco, I want to say, and did live recordings at a radio station there. So they have all those sets set up as a playlist.
Oh, okay.
So, and these are they're not like traditional Icelandic music. This is modern bands from Iceland who are playing, and it's the perfect just sort of put on and listen, and
while you're cooking,
while you're knitting, you know, for the evening. So the classes for that day, the recommended classes, and again, these are all classes that you can find on myblueprint.com. And the only additional expense for people is the myblueprint.com.
If people want to purchase a class. Right.
Yeah, if you want to do the classes, you'll have to have a My Blueprint account. Now, you can pay for 1 month and it's $8, and that'll more than last you. It's an 8-day festival, so you'll be fine. You can do it and then cancel. They are running a 50% off sale right now, though, so you can get a year subscription for $40 right now, and then have the classes so you can finish things up and go back to them. Or if if it's not in the cards right now, either way, they do have some free knitting classes available.
Right.
None of those are on the recommended list because I didn't know they existed when I picked the classes, but you could opt to do one of the free knitting classes for your class that day. And it's not like I'm going to be standing over anyone's shoulder going, why didn't you do one of the classes I recommended? If you're not interested in one of the classes I say, pick another one that day and do that.
Well, and it's super reasonable. I mean, if you attend a festival, classes at an actual event like that are way more money than,
Yeah,
even an annual subscription to Blueprint. So, and it helps just promote all of the learning and people's, leveling up your skills a little bit, as is part of the reason for going to these festivals, is to take classes and learn something new. So
exactly. And
yeah,
a lot of these the Blueprint classes are taught by people who teach at these festivals.
right.
So you're getting, for the price of 1 or 1.5 classes for a year, you will have access to all of these teachers who,
Yeah.
you normally have to travel for. But the recommended classes for the Iceland day is a top-down Icelandic sweater. Now, obviously, you won't finish it that day, but you'll be able to get started and, get the tips and the concept down. There's another one called Know Your Wool that goes over different characteristics of wool and what to look for and how it behaves.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one that's called the custom yoke sweater. So it talks about how to design your own yoke sweater.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but when I think about Icelandic knitting traditions, it's about the yoked sweater, right? Or the different stranded color work with the Icelandic wool. So that's our focus for that day. And then for the afternoon, we have some history video, a history video, a nature video, and then a Rick Steves video about traveling to Iceland. So you can sort of, and this one, normally the other days, Rick Steves has already produced videos about like going to Wales. So there's like 3 episodes of the show talking about traveling in Wales. They haven't done one of those shows for Iceland yet, but they have done a guidebook. And so that particular day, the Rick Steves video is more of a lecture where someone's sort of talking you through a trip rather than actually showing all the places, but it's still got a lot of good information in it about Iceland. So that's that day. And then the marketplace will open on May 1st and it will run the entire time.
Okay, so you can access all of the vendors from all the countries throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's not,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, I just wanted to clarify that like the Iceland vendors are available the whole week, not just on Iceland Day.
Yeah, because I didn't think it was fair for like Finland and New Zealand and Australia that, sorry, you just get 1 or 2 days, So what I'm doing is the marketplace will be open the entire time. Anyone who's offering a coupon code, it'll be the entire time. But on the morning of every day, I will put out a welcome video. And in that welcome video, I'll talk specifically about the vendors and what they're offering and
for that country, right?
For that country, yeah.
So you'll have the featured ones of the day, but everybody's available all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Cool.
And then the marketplace will actually just live forever. So if you see something you like and you're not able to afford it right now, you can still come back to that marketplace page and find the vendor again.
Find it
just
later.
The coupon codes won't work that entire time. Yeah.
And so there'll be links or embedded videos and all the things will be at the Online International Fiber Festival website.
Yes. And that's oiff.familypodcast.com.
Okay.
Link website. Yeah.
So I'm sure it's been really fun to talk to vendors from all over. I mean, I'll bet they're excited about this too.
Oh yeah. It's, it was a little tricky to find some of these people. I sort of picked the countries first and then started looking for vendors.
Yeah.
And so in some cases, I found fiber festivals that had to cancel, and I went through their vendor page and just opened up things and saw who was scheduled to do a show and had it removed, had it taken away. And that's how I found some people. Other people, I went to Etsy and searched by country and was looking for.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Right.
Yeah, and then I just started approaching people. I looked for people who had something beautiful or unique or clever, and invited them to be part of the marketplace. And I did limit it to just 5 vendors per country, just because this is our first time doing something like this, and so I wanted to make sure that it didn't get out of hand.
Well, and you had this fantastic spark of an idea only a couple weeks ago, so it's not like you've had all that time to
Yeah, it's been like 5 days or something since all of this started. It's going to be a 2-week planning process to get going with this. So this is a learning process, but so yeah, I started reaching out to vendors, and some of them passed because with everything going on, they're just stressed out too. They're human
Sure,
as
sure.
well. But we're almost full at this point. I'm hoping to have a full 40. I think we're at 37 right now.
That's amazing.
So
That's
yeah,
really exciting. That's
it's and
super exciting.
it's been such a treat to do because I've been able to really put together a dream marketplace. You know, everything there is something that I would buy. Like I said, just beautiful or clever or unique. There's one seller who, let me grab her name real quick. Sorry, there's so many sellers. Um,
Well, while you're doing that, it seems like a fantastic way to bring a bunch of like your dream team together and build that sense of community. It seems like a really, really neat project. And if
yeah,
if this goes off well and it's successful, then you mentioned that you consider doing it again. Well, with more lead
yeah,
time, you consider
yeah.
doing it again, maybe.
Yeah, because things
Yeah,
have been canceled right up into the fall. And so
right.
I'm hoping that maybe we can repeat this with some more planning time in the autumn if everything goes well. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm not committing to anything right now,
Well,
but
no, but it's a possibility, maybe. Sure.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of my favorites. The one I was thinking of, first of all, is a Finnish maker. She's actually a Japanese woman, but she lives in Finland, and her company is called I'm going to butcher the name. All of these Scandinavian names, I'm very sorry.
So hard.
But it's Aika or Aika Feltworks,
Okay.
and she makes custom sized felt containers, but
Oh.
she also makes these gorgeous felt tote bags that are almost felt sculptures. They're very simple,
Okay.
but they sort of come up and have enough detail on them to suggest the shape of a bird is
Oh,
how I would describe it. Like looking at the bag, it you can tell it's a bird, but it also is a tote bag. You know, it's
wow.
very elegant looking, very simple and elegant looking. And then we have another person, for those of you who crochet, there's a lady representing Ireland, I want to say. Yes, Ireland. She's one of our Ireland makers, but she's actually a Polish woman living in Ireland. And her name is Maya, and she runs the Pink Pumpkin Studio. And she does these amigurumi style patterns of little gnomes and mushrooms and like ladybugs and things. And so, and what really, and I mean, they're gorgeous. But she also suggests the use of natural fiber yarns for her patterns so that, you know, they're earth friendly and
Right.
positive in that way. And then just another one comes to mind. One of my Canadian vendors is Poppy's Pom Pom. So she has several Samoyed dogs and collects their fur and blends it with merino
Right.
to make yarn with, and it's absolutely beautiful yarn.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some myself. And then she also takes old fur coats that have been discarded,
Mhm.
and she uses the fur from those to make fur pom-poms. And I know some people are anti-fur, but at the same time, that pom-poms was headed for the trash.
Right. It's upcycling for sure.
And it's
Yeah.
upcycling, and it will biodegrade.
Yeah.
You know, it will become part of the earth again, unlike
Acrylic.
an acrylic pom pom.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, acrylic. Yeah, hundreds of years. Right.
yeah. So and they're just
Interesting. Yeah,
beautiful.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So it's all and we do have hand dyers involved. We have
Good.
several different hand dyers involved. We have people who are making bags and project bags and stuff. It really is like it's what you expect to find in a
Right.
fiber festival
I'm
market.
excited about. I mean, I'm always
Yeah.
up for a good skein of hand dyed sport weight
Yeah.
or something. Or I'll
Yeah.
just, add to my sock yarn collection.
The ever growing.
Oh yeah. Love it. Well,
Yeah,
and
my
then,
wallet's in big trouble as this is coming up. People have been so kind. The feedback has been very positive so far. And, just to hear people say, I'm so excited about this. And I say, yeah, I am too. This is going to be great. It really is. I
that was
think
a brilliant idea. Brilliant.
thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure. Okay, so just to recap quickly, this all begins on May 1st through May 8th, and we'll put the website and the links down below so people know where to find you. Right.
Yeah.
Anything else? Go ahead.
If you go now, there is some information on the website now so you can start planning. So there is a master shopping list. You have to trust me at this point because I don't have the menus up yet, but the shopping list is up.
Okay.
And the menus, probably by the time this airs, the menus will be on the itinerary pages so people can see what they're making. But so you can print out the shopping list and go through your pantry and scratch off what you already have
Red vodka, I'm set. Knitting,
and
red vodka, YouTube.
add it to your shopping.
What you need?
Sorry, just toasted vodka. That's how they treat you, right?
I mean, plus my knitting and some music, sure. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I mean, that covers every country, right? Because you just add different things to the vodka depending on the country you're in.
Okay. I'm going to take your word for it.
I'll be like, keep it simple here. Okay. But you do have a master shopping list. So if people are only going to the grocery store once every 2 weeks or 10 days, then you have provided that list. That's good thinking.
Yeah, that's already there.
Okay.
There's also the list of classes is up right now so that you can start deciding what class you want to take.
Oh,
and
I know what I'm going to do the rest of the morning.
Yeah. Under the list of classes, I give you a general idea of what you will need as far as supplies. Okay. So that, because for some people, like, you just can't afford to buy stuff right now.
Right.
There are classes that I've recommended that you don't need anything for. You might be able to stash dive for some of the other stuff. Right. I did not put what's specifically required because that's part of the blueprint class information. And so you do have to have a subscription in order to get the specifics. But the way that you find that is you go into your myblueprint.com account, you search for the class, and then the easiest way, I found the most reliable way to get the resources to come up is to hit play on the first episode and then pause it. And on that screen, up towards the top, there will be a resources link that you can click on. And then that will have some of them have a file that says supply list, but most of them just have the project names there. And so you can click on it and see exactly what it is that you'll need for those classes. So you can start getting your supplies together, deciding what classes you need, get your cooking stuff all taken care of. And
so we will put a link down below for Anne's link to the blueprint, because Anne gets a bit of an affiliate commission for hosting all of this. I mean, she's put in a tremendous amount of hours and work compiling all this. So if you're considering signing up for a blueprint account, please do so through the link that I'll put in the video description down below.
Yeah, the link is actually kind of complicated. So if you just go to the website, and anytime blueprint is mentioned, it's a clickable link, and that's probably the easiest, because otherwise it's like AQFRB, it's kind of a crazy thing. But yeah, I'm doing this because I was sad. I'm doing this because I was sad about the loss of the festivals. I wanted other people I know other people were sad. I wanted to help recreate that festival feeling. But I'm not charging the vendors to be part of this. Like, I'm not charging anyone to be part of this. Like, participation is totally free. That the blueprint commission, that's the only income. And a lot of people are already going to have accounts. Like, that's just there because I happened to sign up for the affiliate program. So I'm using it. So anyway.
Well, absolutely. And it's at least a little bit that we can do. If you don't already have a blueprint account, it's a little bit that we can do to, I mean, there's certainly, it isn't going to compensate you appropriately for the amount of hours, but it's a little anyway. So
Thanks.
so do that. Go to Anne's website, sign up for Blueprint through your website at the Online International Fiber Festival, OIFF.familypodcasts, plural.com.
Plural. I like my web addresses to be complicated for people.
Clearly. Well, that's fantastic. All right. Thank you for explaining all that. I was glad to have you on this morning. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I know, like, we've worked together before and it was so much fun. You have awesome listeners, and so I appreciate this opportunity to make sure that they know about this too.
Excellent. Starts May 1st. Go check it out.
Yeah, thanks everyone.